The year is 1521, and you are exploring a vast and powerful empire that dominates central Mexico. You are in awe of its magnificent capital city, a sprawling metropolis of over 400,000 people. Its main temple pyramid is over 200 feet tall, and its floating gardens are a marvel of engineering. But your awe quickly turns to terror as you witness a gruesome religious ceremony atop the pyramid. The ruler of the empire, Moctezuma II, is offering up prisoners of war to the gods, and you're about to be sacrificed. Welcome to the Aztec Empire. Today we will explore the rise and fall of one of history's greatest cities, a place where the sun was worshipped and human hearts were laid bare. Let's start the timer. In the beginning, there were no Aztecs. In fact, the entire empire was made up of hundreds of different tribes and chiefdoms, all of which spoke different languages and had their own unique cultures. One of these was the Mexica, or the people of Mexico, who were known for being fierce warriors. Over time, they grew in power and influence until eventually they became known as the Aztec Empire. During its peak in the 15th century, the empire stretched from the Gulf of Mexico all the way to the Pacific Ocean. It was home to some of the most powerful cities in the ancient world. But not everyone was treated equally in this society. At the top of the social hierarchy were the nobles, who were usually wealthy merchants or landowners. Below them were the commoners, who made up the majority of the population. And at the very bottom were the slaves, who were typically captured enemies from neighboring tribes. Although slavery was technically illegal, it was still commonplace. Prisoners of war were often forced into servitude, and many of them would never regain their freedom. Despite the rigid social hierarchy, however, there was still a lot of opportunity for advancement. Many commoners could earn their way into the nobility through military service or by making significant contributions to the arts or sciences. And even slaves could sometimes purchase their freedom if they had a marketable skill set. But life in the Aztec Empire was not without its challenges. The empire was constantly at war with neighboring states, and there was always the threat of invasion. To defend itself, the Aztecs had a standing army of over 200,000 soldiers. These warriors were some of the most highly trained in the ancient world, and they were equipped with some of the most advanced weapons of their time. Despite their impressive military, however, the Aztecs would eventually be conquered by the Spanish conquistadors led by. The Spanish were able to defeat the Aztecs due to a combination of factors. They had superior weapons and armor, and they also benefited from the help of some of the Aztecs' enemies. Perhaps most importantly, however, was the introduction of smallpox to the Aztec population. The conquistadors brought with them a deadly virus that devastated the Aztec Empire. It's estimated that up to 90% of the population was wiped out by smallpox, which left the empire vulnerable to conquest. After the fall of the Aztec Empire, the Spanish would rule over Mexico for the next 3 centuries. During this time, they would suppress the native culture and religion. Despite the oppression, however, Aztec culture would eventually make a comeback. Today, the Aztec Empire is remembered as one of the greatest civilizations in Mexican history. Its legacy can be seen in the country's art, architecture, and culture. Every year, millions of tourists visit the ruins of Tenochtitlán, the once great capital of the Aztec Empire. The empire may be gone, but its legacy lives on. And with that, our journey through time has come to an end. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Till next time, stay curious.